Hello and welcome back to my channel. So first I wanted to start off with another quiz. I think it's important to test ourselves, not only to confirm what are things I taught in the last lesson, but just to consolidate it and make it more understandable, because maybe sometimes I jumbled up my words or didn't explain things right. So it's just important to have these quizzes occasionally to make sure that we're all on the same page. So anyway, the last lesson was just teaching about the 10-10 symbols. So if you don't know what that is, go back and watch it. So we learned that well, I'm instead of writing on my quiz, I'm just gonna use the keyboard, because you'll see soon, number 3, we need to use the keyboard. Alright, so number 1, when we have a K sound like ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, what does it change into? So when 10-10 is applied, write which sound the consonant turns into. And let's provide an example for each. So the answer for K is G. So K sounds go to G sounds. For example, ku would become gu. So like ku to gu. Alright, how about for S sounds? Those ones change into Z sounds. For example, my keyboard is kind of difficult. I think I spilt some sticky stuff in there, maybe soda or something, a long time ago. So for example, sa would be za, sa. Ugh, so hard to use my keyboard. Sa to za. T sounds change to D sounds. So like ta to da, ta to da, ta da. And then H, like ha, he, hu, he, ho, those would change to B sounds. Ba, bi, bu, be, bo. So for example, ha and ba. Okay, so there are some exceptions to these rules with the 10-10. So let's look at these exceptions below and just explain it. I know I wasn't very specific on how to explain it, but let's just go through it. So this character would be she without the 10-10, but it changes to G. So she to G. Yeah, but it's in that category with the S and the T's, or the Z's. But it's G, J-I. And then this one without the 10-10, the 2 lines would be tsu. But when we add the 10-10, it becomes zu. Oh, let's see, tsu. To zu. Where normally you'd think like do. Normally for G you think because it's S to Z, you'd think Z. And then T, or T, tsu, you would think it'd go to a D sound, so like do, but it's zoo. And the last one is a chi symbol with the 10-10. So you would, oh, that's in ta chi. Chi is in the T category as well. Ta chi. Yeah. So chi to G. So it's also G. But you would think that it would go to like D. So when using the keyboard, you type in what for each of the characters. So here's G. I'm gonna, oh, I guess I can't do the coloring. Don't know how to get out of this view mode. Yeah, this one's G, zoo, and also G. So when we type in the keyboard, here, watch, I'm gonna write J, I. We come up, the symbol comes up as G. So the answer is G. What about this one? It's zoo, but watch what happens when I type zoo. Z, come on keyboard. Oh my gosh. Z, U. That's the other zoo, right? The more common one. So that's not gonna work. What do we type? We actually have to type DU. And that's how you get it to come up. So DU. What about this one? As you may guess, when you type in G, only this one comes up. So instead you have to write DI, DI, and then you can get it to pop up. DI, okay? Alright, so those are tricky. But the good news is these two aren't used very much. So if you want to ignore it, you can, but you will see it sometimes. Okay, let's move on. Okay, just circle the ones in the pair that are more common. Is it this one or this one? Well, I can't circle it, but it is this one. And then for these two, they're both G, G, or G. Which one? This one more common or this one? So this one is more common. Alright, last part. So write these words into Romaji. So Roma, I believe, means Roman characters. So like Romaji means like alphabet characters. And that's how that came about. Alright. Agemono. So again, we don't really want to write in Romaji, but the purpose is that I just want you to be able to recognize the symbols. Alright, so this is agemono. Agemono. That means fried foods. So this one here is zurui. Zurui. It means sly or cunning. Here's one where we use the less common symbol. It's Suzuki. Suzuki. That means continuation or sequel. You often see it used at the end of an anime episode. Suzuki, it means they're going to continue it. Or maybe it says Suzuka, I'm not sure. It's one of the two. So we have tsu, Suzuki. You can also write it as Suzuki. Right? Which is, yeah, I'll talk about that later. Alright. What about this one? So we said this is G. But it's really D as well because it's in the T section with ta, chi, tsu, te, to, and then it changed to da, di, do, de, do, or da, di, do, de, do. So we can write Mijika, or you can write Mijika. But probably this first one, I'd say. Okay, this one here, this is Tomodachi. Tomodachi, which means friend. Oh, and Mijika means near to oneself, or close by, familiar, things like that. Right, and this one is a to with the tenten, which changes to do. So do, that means how. For example, someone wants to know how your progress is going on a paper. They might say do, like that. Alright, and then just a few more here. This is he with tenten becomes B, and then she with tenten becomes G, so Bijin. That means a beautiful person. Kazoku is this one. We have a so with tenten, S to Z, kazoku. That means family. Bubun. So we have two fus here with tenten, F to, or H. Fu can also be fu, like ichu. It's in the ha, hi, fu, hu, he, ho. So anyway, fu goes to bu. So bubun. And that means part of something, a part of. And the last one, we have a ko with tenten, changes to go, so it's sugoi. Sugoi means amazing, wow, super, things like that. So number 6, is it better to write, just want to make sure I'm recording, is it better to write Japanese using Romaji or with Japanese characters? So in my personal opinion, it is better with Japanese characters. Why? Because if you're just writing with the alphabet symbols, it can get confusing. Also, if you don't use like kanji, that can be confusing because one thing written down could mean several different meanings. And then, you have this weird symbol here, it's Suzuki. It could be written different ways, same with this one. So it can just get a little messy. So it's better to just write using Japanese characters, which is why we're learning Hiragana. Okay, so for the second half of my video, I'm going to teach Maru, the circle symbol that you add to Hiragana. So I'm going to switch over to my other camera system. Okay, so back to my other camera system, which I'm more comfortable with. So I don't know why I thought there was more to it, but basically in my last lesson I didn't get around to covering the Maru, which means circle. So you see that there's these little circles here. So basically we're just going to talk about that. Yeah, But as you can see here, we have our ha, hi, fu, he, ho symbols with the circle. So they're the only ones that get the circle. But we need to talk about it real quick. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and write that down for you. What was it? Ha. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, let me get a new paper. Turn it around. Okay. So, ha, hi, fu, he, ho. So this is really easy because we just learned 10-10. That was like the harder one, right? So these are our H sounds. And with this circle symbol, we call it Maru. Maru means circle. Okay, so it changed to a P sound. P sounds. So ha, he, who, I'll just write who or fu, he, ho, and then it goes to pa, pu, pe, po. So pa, pi, pu, pe, po. Hey, it's that easy, right? Okay. So I believe that's all there is for that. I'll have to teach more because that wasn't really a lot. There is one thing I want to mention though, which I thought was important. As a beginner, you won't really like encounter it, but it's just something interesting I read about the direct object particle. Remember which was O? O. That's our direct object particle. We write it in Romaji. It's written as wo, but the W is silent. So don't, it's said as O, pronounced like O, right? Okay. So I read something in my grammar book here, see right here. It is called A Dictionary of Basic Japanese Grammar. I don't use it very much because when I bought it in college, I already knew like the majority of the grammar, so I didn't really use it. I actually want to buy like the second book where it's like the advanced grammar, but anyway. But I was just like reading about direct objects in here just to make sure that like I was explaining things right. But here it's interesting. It says, although direct objects are marked by the particle O, nouns or noun phrases marked by O are not always direct objects, as shown in F and G. So like there will be probably a lot of instances in Japanese where it just doesn't make sense, like with this O. Like for example, it says Hanako wa Ichiro no daigaku nyugaku o yorokonda. Hanako was glad that Ichiro entered college, but if you translate it literally, it's Hanako was happy of Ichiro's college entrance. Like her happiness like her happiness is not his college entrance is not the direct object of her happiness. It's just weird. Like, this is a noun, and then her happiness is the noun. But that's not what it means, right? It just means that she's glad that he entered college. So yeah, it's just kind of weird sometimes. And then the second one, it says, Tomu wa sono toki koen o aruite ita. At that time, Tom was walking in the park. But if this were the direct object, it would be Tom was walking the park at that time. But you can't walk a park, so it just means that he was walking in the park. So yeah, just be aware that yes, it's the direct object marker, but sometimes it might not make very good sense, and that's okay because that's just Japanese, and you're supposed to like infer that information by how it's spoken. Okay, so enough of that. What should we do next? Let me think. So yeah, I think I will stop the video here. I didn't really cover a lot of new material, but that's okay because I'm gonna do it in my next lesson. So I already know what my next lesson's gonna be. It's gonna be with these combination characters, and also it's not on here, but I'm gonna show you what the small tsu character does as well. So yeah, I don't want to take up too much time, but for next time, yeah, I hope you can look forward to that. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.